We begin tonight with the Middle East in flames. Israel has formally declared war.
Talk us through the unique dynamics of this race. I mean, how do you even explain how unusual this all is?
One look at the news and it's hard to think that the world is not on the brink of World War III or a mass extinction. On an everyday note, inflation is skyrocketing. Jobs are becoming harder to find, and the gap between those who have and those who don't is widening. Crime in big cities are increasing at unprecedented rates, and living has almost become completely unaffordable. Regardless of our political differences, we are united by the same question: is everything gonna be okay? With so much going on in the world right now, as well as our own lives, Stoicism has never been more important than right now. Stoicism was first termed by Zeno of Citium in 300 BC, but it was Marcus Aurelius who really took this concept and made it into what it is today. In his book Meditations, Aurelius describes many aspects of Stoicism, such as virtue and character, and while there are many aspects of it, I think for the purpose of this video, as well as just the overall most important lesson, is that Stoicism is understanding that there are things that we can control and there are things that we cannot. A quick Google search will show it is that we continue to move forward and endure pain and failure without complaint. Basically, remove the emotions from your day-to-day life and continue to move forward without complaint and live each day as if it were your last. And I know what you're thinking, this is so much easier said than done. If you're a young guy in 2024, there is so much ambition in you to improve not only your own life, but the people's lives around you as well. But we are facing a plague we have never seen before. We live in honestly one of the most turbulent times in human history. Countries have weapons that could honestly destroy the entire world with just a click of a button. Everywhere you go, you are just faced with negativity, distractions, anything that will break your focus and take you away from your life's destiny. And even if you're one of those rare few who is able to push through each and every day through all of this negativity and distractions, you are being shown nothing in return. Anytime you make a little bit of progress and you think you're succeeding, the universe knocks you down, brings you up again, and then knocks you right back down to the ground again. We get so frustrated and angry at the world that it is not giving us exactly what we want when we want it. Yet we fail to realize that it is our own emotions that is aiding in our own misery and downfall. I know all of this because I'm going through the exact same dog shit as you. I graduated last December of 2023, and since August of 2023 up until now, I've been applying to jobs for practically the last 7 to 8 months, and I have gotten nothing in return. While everyone is starting their dream job, and with that money they're able to save for leaving the house, to buy a new car, to save for vacations, and I'm sitting here applying like a stupid every day and getting no results, I get very, very angry. And I want to quickly point out that this August phase up until now is only for full-time jobs because I was a senior and now I'm looking for full-time. But before that, when I was looking for internships, I was going through a very similar experience where I was applying for practically 2 years straight and got nothing in return until I finally landed one internship, which I was so eternally grateful for. And in terms of online business, as I've stated in multiple videos, I have started 3 or 4 online businesses which have all crashed and failed, and now I'm back at it again with YouTube right now. I didn't really realize it, but in some way I've been practicing Stoicism every single day and just taking it on the chin and continuing to push forward. However, I tell you this story because the end of January as well as the beginning of February was probably the lowest I've ever been mentally and the most emotional I've ever been. And it really irritated me because people who are legitimately dumber than me are getting the jobs that I want because their parents are more well connected or simply through luck by applying at the right time when these companies actually needed more people. I started to compare myself to others at a rate that I have never done before, and the thoughts that I have had recently have been so dark that I can't even mention them on camera. I would literally go on rants for 30 minutes at a time with my friends, and the things that I would just say would be so dark that anyone who would be around me would actually be a little bit concerned. And it's actually kind of funny to think about how emotional and angry I was just over a stupid job. But it was only a week later when I just sat there with my own thoughts and I realized that it is my own emotions and my own perception to these outcomes and these setbacks that is actually the cause for all of my pain. It was my own arrogance in thinking that the world owes me anything or that certain things should happen at a certain time that has caused me to be like this. None of this makes sense because we think we're so important when if you actually zoom out, we are literal specks in an eternal universe. We actually don't matter at all. But regardless, that doesn't mean we can just throw away our ambitions and throw away our goals because we're little specks in the universe. What I want to tell you is that once we get angry and when we get frustrated, it clouds our thinking. And when our thinking is clouded, we are unable to take action and move forward closer to our goals. Our own emotions are stopping us from actually continuing on the path that'll get us closer to where we want to be. Regardless of what is going on in your life, me, you, and all of us collectively need to enter a phase of stoicism, whether it be a couple of weeks, a couple of months, but realistically this whole next year, where we become more stoic, where we remove all of our emotions, we remove all of our expectations from other people, from events, just from everything in general, and we just continue to move forward. Whatever is thrown our way, we take it on the chin and just continue to move forward. And also on a side note, we also just need to realize that regardless of what you're going through right now, there is someone in some other part of the world that is going through it 10 times worse than you are. And if they were to see your life, they would trade their life for yours in a heartbeat. And if you've made it to the end of this video, do you remember that question I asked in the beginning? Is everything going to be okay? Honestly, I don't know, and we will never know. That is something for the universe to decide. All I do know is that we can only do our duty to the best of our abilities and continue to move forward each day with a good intention. Stay stoic, my friends, and I hope to see you in the next one.